Hello, it's Gabby here for you. Before we jump onto this week's podcast, I just want to let you know about 2 ways that you can work with me. First of all, I do one-to-one coaching and I do that via Zoom, so we can jump on a Zoom call at a time to suit you. The second thing I've got for you is an online coaching course that's 12 modules that you can download straight away now. There will be a link somewhere around these podcast notes. And this is the course that I've designed, and it's got everything in it that I wish I'd have known when I finished cancer treatment and I was lost. So you can download that course now and you can start working towards making this your happiest and healthiest year ever. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know what you think. Take care. Bye-bye.
Hello, my lovely. It's Gabby here from Confidence After Cancer. And today I want to talk about something I see in so many of the women that I coach. And that is the identity shift after cancer, how we feel about ourselves, the way that we see the world. So for months and maybe years, people call you a survivor. And yes, surviving is huge, but I believe you deserve more than survival. You deserve to thrive. In this episode, I'm going to explore why staying stuck in survivor mode could be holding you back from moving forward. It could be holding you back from really living the life you want to live. And what thriving really looks like, and some practical steps you can take today to step into your second beautiful chapter. Okay, so first of all, I want to think about why the survivor mode can hold you back. I'm going to talk a little bit about what thriving really looks like. And then I'm going to give you 3 tips that are going to help you move from survivor to thriver. Things that have helped me, things that help the women that I work with. Why is it survivor mode can hold you back? Well, the word survivor can feel really heavy. It can feel like somebody who's just come back from the war, somebody who's been through cancer treatment, just anybody, no matter what treatment they've had, from that shock of the diagnosis and then whatever treatment they had, and the way that your world changes. The word survivor can feel really heavy. It can feel like a permanent label that ties you to what happened. I spoke to a lady today and she was telling me about her. She's on hormone replacement. She takes tablets. She's got to take them for the next 5 years. Because of the type of cancer that she had. Not everybody has this. I didn't have it. My cancer was not hormone receptive, so I don't have that treatment. A lot of people don't, and she was struggling with the fact that her family don't always understand why she's still taking this tablet. So she's got that going on. More importantly, when she takes that tablet every day, it's a constant reminder that she's a cancer patient. It's a constant reminder of what she's been through. And so that can keep you looking back. If you are thinking of yourself as a survivor and you feel that heaviness and you feel that's a negative thing, it can keep you looking back rather than forward. Some people wear it like a badge of honour and they feel really positive and triumphant. And that's great if you feel like that. I'm not here to judge anybody. But survivor mode often means living in fear of recurrence, fear of that cancer coming back, touches all whatever cancer thrivers. I struggle sometimes to find the right word. Anybody who's had a cancer diagnosis, a fear of recurrence is common. If you're stuck in survivor mode, that fear can become bigger and bigger until it overshadows the joy in your life. And I really believe that's no way to live. Survivor mode can often mean playing small to stay safe. So not taking any risks, not doing anything that's outside of your comfort zone, and not doing the things that you want to do. If you want to stay small and stay safe, again, there's no judgment here. But I don't want to stay safe and small. I want to have a beautiful life. I want to try new things. I want to have new experiences. I want to carry on learning. That's not for me. And the other thing that being in survivor mode can often mean is feeling fragile, even when your body is healing. I follow a lot of doctors. I follow a lot of coaches, medical people who are showing me the way that you can, even after a cancer diagnosis, even after getting older, even after all the treatment, you can build your body back into being strong. And I don't want to be feeling fragile because I really don't want to be a frail old woman. I'm 62. I'm not in denial that I'm getting older, but actually there's so much that you can do for yourselves to stay strong, to become strong, even if you've not done exercise for years. So I want to share with you that I have not always been perfect in this respect. And this is why I share what I've learned. When I first finished my cancer treatment, I did find myself thinking a lot, well, I should just be grateful to have survived. I did get friendly with other women, other people who were going through cancer treatment. We all read stories on the news of people who've been through cancer who didn't survive. And so, yeah, I should be grateful just to survive. I should be grateful for everybody who's been there for me. And I am grateful. I'm not saying I'm not grateful, but deep down, I wanted more. I didn't just want to survive. I wanted the next chapter of my life. I wanted it to be different, but I wanted it to be beautiful. I want it to be bright. I want to be full of health. I want to carry on learning. And I wanted so many things out of life. I still want to travel, still want to have more joy in my life. And those are the things that I document and I share on my podcast and on my social media. Not to say, hey, look how great I am, because my life is not perfect, And this moves me on to what thriving really looks like. So thriving doesn't always mean being perfect. It doesn't mean that you're never tired. It doesn't mean that you're always positive, because I'm certainly not. But when I'm in those places, I don't stay there anymore. And thriving to me is about fully living again. And I'll give you some examples of what that can look like. So to me, thriving can look like waking up with more energy and hope for the future, looking forward to another wonderful day. Thriving can look like setting boundaries at work and at home without guilt. And this is something that I teach because it's something I struggled with. And what I've learned is what I share on my podcast and with my coaching programs. Thriving can look like rebuilding confidence in your body, even if it looks or feels different. And my body certainly is different. I've had a mastectomy, I've had several surgeries, and I'm getting older. But I still have learned how to rebuild confidence in my body, even if it looks or feels different, and rejoice in the fact that I can do that. And there's so much that you can do for yourself to get that body confidence back. Thriving can also mean making choices based on joy, not on fear. So thinking about what you really want to do, not what you're trying to avoid. Thinking about how you can be positively influencing your future, building your health again, not just living in fear. And not playing safe. Again, there's no judgment here. But what thriving to me feels like is allowing yourself to dream about the future, allowing yourself to make plans, whatever it is you want to do in life, whether you want to travel, whatever it is you want to learn, whatever you want to experience, allow yourself to dream because you deserve to. So now I'm going to talk about, well, how can you shift from survivor to thriver? So I've got 3 tips here for you. The first tip, and I've talked about this before, is this: think about your self-talk. And we've all got this, I call it the little chattering monkey mind, that sometimes can really be your worst critic. Sometimes it can be so negative, but I've learned to reframe that into positive self-talk. And I'm realising as well, that little chattering monkey, that my subconscious mind, if you like, all it's trying to do is keep me safe. It's trying to keep me away from danger. It's trying to keep me away from going out of my comfort zone or trying something new just in case it doesn't work or something bad happens. But now I notice that. So I'd ask you to think about, for instance, if you say to yourself, well, I'm broken, or I'll never be the same again. Think about changing those words with, well, I'm rebuilding stronger, or I am in my next chapter. Instead of I'll never be the same, thinking, well, I'm in my next chapter. It's different, but it can be better. It really can. So think about consciously reframing your self-talk. And it's like any new habit that you do. The first time you do it, it might feel really uncomfortable. Might feel a bit weird thinking about, oh yeah, I've just thought that I'm going to change that little critic in my head. I'm going to change it into be my best friend. I want it to be my biggest cheerleader. I want it to be an encouraging voice, not a critical voice. Quite often people will tell me, I can hear my mother or I can hear a teacher at school criticizing me. Well, no, let's get rid of that. Let's stop focusing on that. Let's think about that little voice becoming your biggest cheerleader. Somebody who's here for you, who's going to celebrate your strengths and cheer you on. The second tip I would give you, if you want to shift from survivor to thriver, is choose one new goal that excites you. Not something that you feel you should do, but something that makes you feel alive, something you really want to do. It can be a small thing. It could be starting a fitness class. It could be a big thing. It could be changing your career, a new business or a new side hustle. It could be a creative project, creating something wonderful, whether it's something to wear, a piece of artwork, a piece of music. I'd like you to think about choosing one new goal that excites you, just one thing that you'd love to do, something that really lights you up and it energizes you. Think about that goal, and once you've set that goal, put some steps in place to move you towards that. If you want any help with that, just reach out to me because I'd love to know about what your new goals are. The third tip I would give you that is really important is surround yourself with thrivers. Seek out people who inspire hope and growth. I've been in some online groups, some cancer survivor groups that have been full of fear and not full of hope at all. We're quite the opposite. And so I came out of those groups. And it's one of the reasons I started my own group. I started Confidence After Cancer on Facebook But there's lots of other groups. There's lots of other people who can inspire hope and growth. And that is why I do this podcast, because that's what I want to inspire in people. The second thing I'd ask you to think about is surrounding yourself with thrivers. They may not be in your immediate environment, but we've got the wonders of the internet now, and that's a mixed bag. We know that. But you've got YouTube, you've got podcasts, you've got whatever, you've got local communities maybe, you've got mentors or coaches who speak to your thriving self. And I follow people now on YouTube and on podcasts who make me feel good, who give me hope, who inspire growth, who teach me things that I want to learn. You know, I'm not an expert in a lot of things, building a strong body now and how I can become my best self in old age as I get older. I don't want to think of myself as a frail lady, even though I'm 62. I want to think of myself who is getting stronger. So I'm seeking out people who know about these things, who can tell me the right things that I should be doing, tell me the right supplements I should be taking, tell me the right lifestyle changes that I can make. And what I'm learning, I share with people, not because I'm perfect, but actually I'm living this. I am creating my next chapter myself. And I want to share this journey with you, because if you're feeling that you're stuck in survivor land, you're stuck in fear, then I'm here for you. You don't have to leave the word survivor behind completely, because it's part of your story. There's no judgment here, but it doesn't have to be the whole story. Don't let it be the end of your story. Thriving is about choosing how you define yourself now, not letting cancer define you forever. Yes, when you get that diagnosis, and I was like this for a while, for a period, it was my whole world. I was fighting to survive. I was learning about the treatments. I was learning all these new words that I'd never heard before, learning about what was going on. But once I've been through that, I consciously wanted to move into thriving phase. And that's what I'm doing now. If this resonates with you, if you are ready to stop just surviving and really start thriving and living the life that you want to, I'd love to support you. That is exactly what I do in my Powerfully You coaching program, where I help women rebuild their energy, their confidence, and their identity after cancer. And you can find out more at my website. There'll be a link somewhere around these show notes. Or you can drop me a message on LinkedIn or Instagram. I'm there most days. Surviving is a milestone, okay? Thriving is a choice, and you are so ready for it. I know you are. If you're listening to this, you're ready for it. So as always, I would urge you to stay safe, stay sane, have a wonderful week, and I'll speak to you very soon. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.